Hi, so I'm going to be showing how to draw like this. It's actually quite a simple process if you have a basic idea of anatomy so your proportions can be right, and you also are fine with doing some tedious work. All you're going to need is a reference photo. It can be of anything. It can be of your pet, another person, an object, and a digital art program. It doesn't really matter which one, since all you need for this is a digital brush and layers, and I'm not using any fancy brushes. I'm just using a basic. First, you're going to input the photo of your reference. I'm using my cat. Then you're going to make a layer above it. After that, you zoom in from where you want to start from. You grab the eyedropper tool, and then you color pick where you're starting from. After that, start coloring in the selected area. Now, every single time the color changes, or almost every single time, you should color pick again and then color it into that color. Note that the more realistic you want it to look and the more like lighting and shadows you want it to have, you're going to more colors. That's where it gets a little tedious, because as you can see, for almost every single time the color changes here, I am color picking a new color and coloring it in to that color. So if you want a more like very simplistic look to it, you only gonna have to color a few colors. Meanwhile, if you want it to look hyper realistic, then you're gonna have to be color picking every other color. What I'm doing here is I removed the layer. Now I do this for two things, and what I'm doing it here for is to check that it's looking okay, because you can't just blindly start coloring over, because sometimes proportions will be wrong and sometimes it may just look a little off and you may need to fix it up a bit. So it is very important to every so often remove the photo and check how is it looking. Is the proportions right? Is the anatomy good? Does the lighting make sense, etc.? My voice sounds a little raspy. Sorry, I'm recording this in morning. But another reason that you should remove the reference photo is because when you are coloring it in, you may not be hyper focused on making sure you get every little part of it. So there may be some little white dots, or like the color of your background, because it's going to be transparent, left over. So how do you fix that? Well, you're going to take a color that kind of goes well with all of the other colors, or at least most of them. You can color pick it from there. Then you're going to increase your brush size, create another layer, create a layer under the one that you are like doing the coloring for, and then you're going to fill in that area with the little white dots. I'm going to get to a part of the video where I am doing it. Okay, so as you can see, I'm finishing up the coloring right there, and I remove the layer, and you see all the little white dots? Add the layer, put it under it, and then find a good color, color it in, and repeat the process so you can get that nice clean coloring look without actually hyper aware of what you're doing when, drawing it. And that is really all I can think of. It is very much a simple, nice process. It doesn't take too long. Another thing I would recommend is putting different parts of the body on different layers. So it's just overall easier. It's for organization. And if you need to put something in front of one or the other, you can just create a new layer. But that is actually all I can think of. So I am going to put the quote-unquote finished product. I didn't get to finish it in time because these do usually take me a couple of days. Mostly because I get bursts of motivation. I'll be like, oh, I want to draw forever, and I never want to pick up a pencil again. Oh, I want to draw for hours. Why did I ever start this? I never want to draw again. It's a whole thing. But here's what I do have done, and I do hope to finish the rest soon. The bow was so awful to do. Oh my god. Yeah, I hope that this helped and you can create some of these drawings now. Hooray.